Okay, we are making our crispy, crunchy keto shortbread cookies. Kind of untraditional way to make them. Call me a little crazy the way I'm making these, but I came up with this idea and I thought they tasted good, so I'm gonna make them. So first we're going to mix the erythritol, which is a third cup of erythritol, with 5 tablespoons of softened butter. Get it all in there. I'm just gonna cream it together with a rubber spatula rather than taking out my mixer. I figure this is an easier, quicker way to do it. Often doing this with the mixer, it kind of makes a mess. Anyway, so I like doing it this way now. It's new for me to do it this way, but I like it. Just a lot easier and less of a mess by doing it this way. So as you can see, it's all creamed together. So if your butter is softened, it'll cream very easily. So next we have the teaspoon of vanilla. You know, traditional people may say, well, you're not mixing it right if you're not using a hand mixer or a stand mixer, but I'm not traditional. And, you know, keto baking is a little different than traditional baking. We use very much a lot of different ingredients. So don't worry if it kind of looks a little like cottage cheese, or it's actually getting really nice and fluffy anyways right now, but don't worry about what other people think. It'll still work out. So that's mixed in. Now we just have to add the almond flour, and 2 cups of almond flour is what we're adding, and we're just gonna add a little bit at a time right now. Mix it in, and then we'll add a little more. So really this recipe is only 4 main ingredients to make the cookies, and then we're gonna make the crunch part, which is 2 ingredients. So in total it's a 6 ingredient shortbread crispy keto crunch cookie. Just in time for the holidays. Okay, I'm gonna add in the rest of the almond flour. I'm going to mix it with the spatula first, and then I'm gonna get in there with my hands. I often find using my hands is one of the best tools in the kitchen, because you can really get in there and feel for what it's supposed to feel like, and really mix stuff in that sometimes kitchen tools don't really do properly. So cutting into a lot of the big chunks. Okay, once it's at this point, we get in there with our hands and just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. You're gonna get that butter in there to mix in with the flour, the erythritol mixing in. It's gonna get wet and it'll mix together well once everything starts connecting with everything else and all the ingredients start mixing well together. And that's my oven. I preheated it at 350, so it's ready. Don't forget to do that. Preheat your oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. See how it's getting moist? That's how you want it. It is going to be a little crumbly because shortbread usually is crumbly, which not a problem. Just going to keep kneading the cookie dough until it's all malleable like this. Or is it pliable? With the heat from your hands, it's sort of melting the butter too, and it's making it melt and a little moister. I like to create words as I go. See, as I'm creating little balls and then setting them aside, I'm just trying to get to the crumbs and create moisture around the crumbs. And then we can add everything together. So that looks really well mixed now. Doesn't it? So what we're gonna start doing is shaping into little dough balls like this. So I have my baking sheet ready, and so the crunch part of these cookies is crushed pork rinds, which is 1 cup of pork rinds with a tablespoon of erythritol. And so once I have shaped a ball of cookie dough, just gonna roll it around in the crunch. And it doesn't have to be like perfectly coated, it just, you'll see there's some around it. So that's what's gonna give it the crunch once it's baked. So I'm gonna continue to do the rest, and then I'll show you when I'm done. Okay, I have the cookie dough balls all rolled up. I dredged them in the pork rind erythritol mixture. And now I'm gonna throw it in the oven at 350, and we're gonna give it probably about 10 minutes. And then we'll increase it if needed. But for now, I'm gonna do 10 minutes and see how they work. Last time, I think I did 12 minutes, but I think I did these ones a little bigger, so I might need more time, but I'll let you know. Okay, so I took them out of the oven, and they were in the oven for 12 minutes, and I let them cool. This one broke, so I already took a piece, and it's very tasty. It is has a bit of a crunch to it because of the pork rind. Honestly, you don't even really taste the pork rind at all. It just adds the added crunch to the shortbreads. And they taste just like shortbreads, but they have the crunch on the outside. And it's just a little something different. And it adds a little bit more flavor with the crunch on the outside, the pork rind. And yeah, it's crumbly like shortbread. It tastes like shortbread. Keto Crunch Shortbread Cookies.